suburban Detroit. We arrive at the Palace of Auburn Hills. And here it comes, the NBA on 2K Sports for myself, Kevin Harlan, and my broadcast partners, Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Welcome, everyone.
Detroit, let's play some basketball.
You look at Houston. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and have their win total.
Well, hold on a minute here, Kevin. You've been around this league a while now, and you know there are no gimmies in this league. Even though the schedule looks soft and it looks like they're winnable games, every team can take you out to lunch if you don't pay attention to detail.
Well, this is the NBA. I mean, every...
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year, and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
And it's Butler missing. So for the Pistons, their last game, a win against the Kings.
You know, so often in the NBA we talk about how you have to earn your points the hard way, but it didn't seem like that was the case. Everything came pretty easily.
Oh, are you kidding me? Power punch right there.
Oh, great. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin, its speed bumps, if you will, some questionable free agent signings. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
Jennings wide open. Goes back up. And it's laid in by Monroe. Monroe's got his first points of the night.
You know, they've scored several times already here in the first quarter down low. I like that.
Yeah, me too, Clark. I think anytime you have success pounding the ball inside, you got to continue to go to the well.
And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here.
Yeah, so close to picking that pass off, guys.
At least he got a hand on it. He did what he needed to do to make sure it didn't hit the target.
And here's the break. It's rebounded by Houston. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And one of the factors in that game was they just couldn't get to the foul line and get enough points from the free throw line to make a difference.
And it gave those opposing fans a boost every time another foul shot clanked off the rim. They were letting them hear about that.
Harden. And he goes in for the dunk.
Watch out below. Get out of his way now.
No way that he was going to slow him down.
Not that time. They weren't about to take those points away from him.
Got a piece of it. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And the jam by Craig Monroe. No challenge from the defense there. Clark could have put that one through any way he wanted.
And I love the choice there, partner. Going hard to the hoop for that throwdown.
Yeah, that's invisible defense leading to a very visible finish.
James Harden, Clark, voted by a majority of NBA GMs last season as the #1 shooting guard in the entire league.
Really hard to argue that, Kevin. I mean, he's an elite scorer, second in the league in free throw attempts per game last season, and he's also a really, really good passer. Able to make his teammates better because he draws so much attention, and he's a crafty and willing passer.
Takes the three. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Excellent work to turn that miss into 2 points on the tap in.
Hustle points, I believe they called it.
And great instincts, too. Just anticipating where the ball is heading. A great job there, beating everybody else to the ball. And Harden hand in glove with the Rockets' offensive philosophy. 80% of his shot attempts come from either beyond the arc or in the paint. That combination of shooting with slashing ability, a real key to his effectiveness.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And James Harden among the league leaders in scoring and scoring efficiency for 2 seasons running. Even bad shots for most players are average ones for him with his great skill level. And the other thing that makes him such a potent scorer, he gets to that foul line to the tune of about 10 times a game.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. Houston with a big group substitution here. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. Johnson, he's checked in for James Harden. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Jason Terry.
And a lot of times his first quarter seems to dictate how big of a role he plays later on, and he's off to the good start.
Cannon kicks to Johnson. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Here's Meeks. Here's Singler. And a good offensive ball, and he gets the bucket.
Well, they've settled into their offense very quickly here today.
Yeah, they're zoned in, making the most out of their possessions here.
Johnson, wide open, he fires. Good on the triple. Johnson's got a couple of threes now in the first for the Rockets.
And he just used his height that time down low. That's going to be pretty hard to defend against.
For the three. Rebounded by Urepko. Pistons leading by 5. And that is good. Meeks got 5 now.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautifully.
Yeah, the defense has been futile here. 5 of the last 6 field goals in the lane.
And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. Houston shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Johnson. Detroit's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Augustine dishes to Anthony. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up. Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
To the middle. Here's Singler. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Well, you look at the numbers on the season, he's shooting 86% from the free throw line.
And I think it's clear he's gotten better in that department since last season. I mean, he looks a lot more comfortable at the line now, and he's getting better results.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Pistons.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
Monroe and Drummond there inside. Jennings out there with Contavious Caldwell-Pope. And it's Butler in the 3 spot. That's the group for Detroit right now. They get the rebound. Harden the pass to Smith. That's good. Beverly's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Shot's good.
They've been getting way too many high percentage looks close to the basket. And tell you what, when they're getting them, they're converting.
You know, the play in the paint, an aspect of this game that has gone entirely their way.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris.
Well, Dwight Howard, of course, signing with Houston last season, he felt the Rockets gave him the best chance to win, saying, this is a great spot for me, a great town, a great organization. All these young guys are ready, and they were missing one piece. All I've got to do is win now. I'm in the right situation. Kevin, certainly no misgivings on leaving L.A.
The Rockets with an exciting team, Doris. Thanks.
You know, even though he missed that 3-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble.
excellent work on the offensive boards.
Went after that rebound hard and quickly turned it into a putback jam. Beautiful work.
And those are the types of plays that have put them in front in this game.
Timeout called the Rockets. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year.
Well, last year they won both meetings in the season series, and it wasn't a surprise. And this is the better team.
Detroit making a switch here. Meeks is checked in. Houston making a switch here. Well, the Rockets, wouldn't you say, are really to be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs or taking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically with Harden and Howard. But this is a team that's held the winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. And Ariza with the stuff.
I'd say that fast break went according to plan.
Yeah, it sure did. A good job getting it started and a better job finishing it off. He's been one of their more reliable options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
And the Rockets show great patience and planning over time, freeing up cap space, acquiring young assets. That enabled them to trade for James Harden and, of course, attract Dwight Howard in free agency, too.
And this Rockets team, for all of its success, is still young, still developing that chemistry, but make no mistake, they've elevated themselves from playoff contender to potential title contender. I think exciting times are certainly in store in Houston.
Terry, that's a 2. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot.
Well, it's the edge they've had in that area on the glass that's played a big role in this game.
Yeah, they've got some strong guys, Steve. Guys that are strong and well put together, and they've used that strength to their advantage down low. Shooting 100% in the quarter, they've made them all, taking full advantage at the line.
Well, it's a nice job of really making the most of their opportunities.
It's Harden with the drive. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit, or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
And Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he says as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Howard. Brewer comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Cannon in for James Harden. Here's Smith. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, Josh Smith is a very talented player, but if you have to pick his game apart, he's a bit of a tweener. You know, he's not really a power forward in a traditional sense, but not a 3-man either. He's an athlete who can do a lot of different things, but so much depends on the players he has around him. It needs to be the right fit.
Anthony Tolliver. He's checked in for Detroit. Singler comes in for Caron Butler. Rockets trailed by 16. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, this offseason, the Pistons bringing in Stan Van Gundy in a dual role as head coach and president of basketball operations. Stan said in a lot of places there's not a connection between the front office and coaching. This setup creates a very unified organization. There are no excuses now. It's on us to get it done. We'll see if they can, gentlemen.
Well, thanks, Doris. Van Gundy builds his roster, then coaches it. We've seen that model succeed with the Spurs and the Clippers. Shot by Terry, no good. And with Smith playing at the 4, it used to be a luxury as he can defend players with his reach, but now Clark, it's almost a necessity as he gets older, and his shot from outside isn't what it needs to be.
Well, in the modern NBA, Kevin, you know this as well as I do, you got to have perimeter threats, and if you play him at the 3, it can put you at a real disadvantage.
Shot by Terry, no good.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game.